So we chose to stop producing once we hit 300 megawatts. For us, the cost of production of that 300th megawatt was 7 cents per unit. We could sell it for 7 cents per unit, so we were just on the fence between producing and not that last unit, but all of the units of power leading up to that were profitable for us, and so we wanted to produce them. But our problem is that there's some additional costs that we're not taking into account. We've got this pollution cost, right? From the smoke, from burning the coal. There's also other potential pollution. There's heat pollution into the lake because burning that coal produces a lot of heat, and so that might disrupt the natural fisheries around the lake. And there's also other potential costs here, like the residents that have to look at this power plant might not enjoy it. They might be hurt by having to see that as their view out their living room window. That is a real cost as well, and it's something that the power plant owner is not going to take into account when they're making their choice about how much to produce. We've got a little bit of new terminology here. We've always thought of the supply curve as being a marginal cost curve, right? It describes the extra cost of producing an extra unit of product. But now we're going to say, well, that what we're really looking at is the marginal private cost. It's the cost to the producer of that product. But there's a potential additional cost that we can call the external cost, the outside cost. We could address how much additional outside cost we got from producing one extra unit. Then the true total, the true cost of each extra unit of output incorporates both of these, the cost to the producer themselves and the cost to everyone else. Combining those, we get the marginal social cost of production. So in our example here, I imagined that the cost of the pollution, etc., the external cost was 2 cents per unit. Doesn't sound very big, but we're talking about, a total cost in the range of like about 5 to 10 cents. So 2 cents is actually a pretty big cost. As the producer, we would choose to produce here, I missed, but here at that 300 megawatt level, but the actual cost of that last unit of power is the 7 cents per unit that we face, plus an additional 2 cents per unit, taking into account the extra cost to society. The marginal social cost curve, then, we've found by shifting that marginal private cost curve up by exactly 2 cents. It ends up looking a lot like what we did with taxes, right? We said that the taxes were like an extra cost for the producer. Here we're saying that there is this real extra cost going on. This producer is not going to feel it. They only feel their private cost, but that doesn't mean that it's not real. Our true social cost of each extra unit is given by this marginal social cost curve. And hence the socially optimal level of production is where the true cost to society just matches the true benefit to society. The true cost of that last unit of power right here is 7 cents per unit. The true benefit of that last unit of power is also 7 cents per unit, so that then becomes our socially optimal level of production.